Good morning, everyone. Today, we're going to deconstruct one of the world's most iconic companies, FedEx. For decades, this company has been synonymous with speed, reliability, and the very concept of overnight shipping. But how does it actually work? What is the engine behind the brand? In this presentation, we will explore the complete business model of FedEx. We'll start with its history, analyze its key partners, activities, and resources. We'll define its value proposition and customer segments, and then dive into its cost structure, revenue streams, and the intense competitive landscape it navigates. Finally, we'll look at its recent financial performance and the key challenges that will define its future.
The FedEx story begins in 1965, not in a boardroom, but as a university term paper. Founder Frederick W. Smith, while a student at Yale, outlined a revolutionary new system for urgent, time-sensitive deliveries. He reportedly received a C grade for the idea. Undeterred, Smith founded Federal Express Corporation in 1971 in Little Rock, Arkansas, later moving operations to Memphis for its central location and airport availability. Operations officially began on April 17, 1973. On its first night, 14 jets delivered 186 packages to 25 U.S. cities. By 1984, the company had already made its first major international expansion, launching services to Europe and Asia. The company's growth and evolution continued. A pivotal moment came in 1989 with the acquisition of Flying Tigers, a heavy freight cargo airline. This single move made FedEx the world's largest full-service all-cargo airline. In 1994, the company officially rebranded as FedEx and introduced its new logo, which famously includes a hidden right-pointing arrow between the E and X to symbolize speed and precision. The company expanded its retail footprint in 2004 by acquiring Kinko's, now known as FedEx Office. And in 2016, it acquired TNT Express, a major European logistics company, which significantly expanded its road network and presence in Europe. Today, FedEx continues to be a dominant force, adapting to the e-commerce boom and investing heavily in sustainability, with the stated goal of achieving carbon-neutral operations by 2040. A global network of this scale cannot be built alone. FedEx's business model relies on a complex network of strategic alliances to power its global logistics.
On the e-commerce and retail side, FedEx partners with major platforms like Shopify, BigCommerce, and Adobe Commerce to integrate shipping solutions directly into online checkouts. It has retail alliances with stores like Walgreens, Dollar General, and Walmart for convenient physical drop-off and pickup points. It also provides marketplace integrations for sellers on platforms like eBay and Amazon. On the technology and cloud side, Microsoft is a strategic cloud provider using Azure and co-developing FedEx Surround for data visibility. Salesforce powers its intelligent customer service and engagement, and Adobe partners to integrate data for e-commerce solutions.
For its physical logistics and delivery network, FedEx relies on independent contractors who form the backbone of the FedEx ground network in the U.S. and Canada. It partners with the U.S. Postal Service, USPS, for final-mile delivery for its FedEx Ground Economy service, and with various global postal services for international delivery. Its key suppliers are the hardware providers, aircraft manufacturers like Boeing, Airbus, and ATR, vehicle manufacturers like Ford and Mercedes-Benz for traditional vans, and EV manufacturers like BrightDrop, a GM company, for its next generation of electric delivery vehicles. So, what are the core operations that FedEx must perform every day to make this network function? These are its key activities. First is network and fleet management. This is the massive task of managing an integrated global network of aircraft, FedEx Express, ground vehicles, FedEx Ground, and freight services, including all route optimization, maintenance, and fuel logistics. Second is sorting and hub operations. This is the heart of the operation, running high-speed, automated sorting hubs 24/7, like the famous Memphis Super Hub. This involves scanning, routing, and processing millions of packages daily with extreme precision.
Third is pickup and last mile delivery. This manages the entire first and last mile, from customer drop-off points at FedEx office locations to scheduled business pickups and the final, time-sensitive delivery to residential and commercial addresses. Fourth is technology and data management. This is the sophisticated digital backbone, including the global tracking system, the scanners used by couriers, the website and APIs, route optimization software, and all customer-facing management tools. Fifth is customer service and support. This involves providing comprehensive, multi-channel support for tracking, inquiries, billing, and claims. This also includes in-person services like printing and packing at FedEx office locations. Finally, sales and e-commerce integration. This is the B2B side, actively managing sales accounts and building deep integrations with e-commerce platforms like Shopify to streamline the shipping process for online businesses. These activities are powered by a massive foundation of interconnected assets. This slide explores the key resources that make FedEx's business model possible. First, the physical resources. These are the tangible assets that move goods and represent a massive barrier to entry for competitors. This includes a vast fleet of over 200,000 motorized vehicles for pickup and delivery, one of the world's largest cargo airlines with over 680 aircraft, and a network of over 5,000 hubs and facilities, including the Memphis Super Hub and thousands of FedEx office locations. Second, the intellectual resources. These are the intangible assets that create a significant competitive edge. The most valuable is the brand and reputation, which is synonymous with speed and reliability. This also includes proprietary technology, like advanced tracking software and complex algorithms for route optimization, as well as crucial licenses and agreements, such as customs brokerage expertise and strategic landing rights at key international airports. Third, human resources. It takes a massive, skilled workforce to operate this complex infrastructure. FedEx relies on over 500,000 global team members, including package handlers and support staff. As the chart shows, it also depends on a deep bench of specialized talent, from pilots and mechanics to the drivers and couriers who are the face of the brand, and the data scientists who optimize the network. And fourth, financial resources. This is the capital required to build and maintain this globe-spanning network. FedEx has a strong capital position, with significant cash flow to fund massive capital expenditures, CapEx, for new aircraft and technology. It has access to credit, using its strong balance sheet to fund large-scale investments and acquisitions. And it is constantly funding the engine, reinvesting capital into core assets, as the illustrative chart shows. Crucially, these resources work in concert. This diagram shows the flow. Financial resources fund the physical network. That physical network is run by the human workforce, and the entire system is optimized by the intellectual property. This integration is the core of the FedEx engine. So, with all these resources and activities, what is FedEx ultimately selling? Its value proposition is connecting people and possibilities reliably. The core promise to the customer is peace of mind, the confidence that your most critical shipments will arrive safely and on time every time. This promise is delivered through 4 key pillars. 1. Unmatched speed and reliability. Delivering packages with time-definite precision, from express overnight to economical ground. 2. A vast global network, an integrated air and ground system connecting to over 220 countries and territories. 3.
Advanced technology and visibility, giving customers complete control with real-time tracking, analytics, and easy-to-use e-commerce integrations. And 4, integrated business solutions, offering a comprehensive portfolio that includes logistics, supply chain management, and FedEx office services.
This value proposition appeals to a wide variety of customers. Let's look at the key segments FedEx serves. First is e-commerce and retail. This is the B2C segment, including online sellers of all sizes, from global marketplaces to small Shopify stores, shipping directly to consumers. Their key needs are fast delivery, reliable tracking, easy returns, and global reach. Second is corporate and B2B. These are large enterprises shipping documents, parts, and freight to other businesses. Their key needs are freight solutions, supply chain management, reliability, and customs brokerage.
Third are small and medium businesses. These are growing entrepreneurs who need a reliable partner to scale. They are focused on cost-effective solutions, easy-to-use tools, discounts, and customer support. Fourth is the highly specialized healthcare and life sciences segment. This includes pharmaceuticals, labs, and medical suppliers shipping urgent, high-value, and temperature-sensitive items. Their needs are all about temperature control, high security, compliance, and urgent delivery. Fifth are individual consumers, or C2C. This is people shipping gifts, personal documents, or marketplace sales. They value convenient drop-off locations, simple pricing, and package holding. And sixth is government and defense. This includes local, state, and federal agencies requiring secure and mission-critical logistics. Their needs focus on high security, government contracts, special handling, and the global network. How does FedEx manage its relationships with all these different segments? It employs a hybrid strategy built on 2 core pillars: reliability and technology. The relationship strategy is bifurcated. For business and e-commerce, B2B, it's a long-term partnership focused on integrated solutions. This is a high-touch approach using tools like APIs and dedicated account managers. For individual consumers, C2C, the relationship is transactional and convenience-focused. This is dominated by scalable self-service through the FedEx.com website, the mobile app, and retail access. FedEx's channel mix is heavily weighted towards digital and self-service, empowering customers with tools like delivery managers and chatbots. This is balanced by essential personal assistance, from customer service agents and in-store teams to the couriers themselves, and proactive engagement, such as SMS tracking notifications. We can summarize the entire relationship strategy in 5 pillars. 1. Reliability, the core promise of safe, on-time delivery. 2. Technology, providing easy-to-use self-service via apps, web, and APIs. 3. Accessibility, being available through multiple channels: digital, retail, and personal. 4. Personalization B2B, offering tailored solutions for business clients. And 5. Empowerment B2C, giving individuals control over their deliveries. This slide provides a clear overview of all the channels: digital platforms, the online ecosystem, including the FedEx.com website, the FedEx mobile app, and API integrations for e-commerce. Physical footprint. This includes over 2,200 FedEx office locations, staffed FedEx ship centers, a retail partner network like Walgreens, and secure FedEx drop boxes. Direct support and sales. The human-centric connections, including the global sales team for B2B, 24/7 customer service, proactive email notifications, and the couriers, who are the face of the company. Now, let's look at the other side of the business model, the cost structure. Running this massive, capital-intensive global network is enormously expensive. Profitability hinges on managing these key expenses. This big picture chart shows the distribution of expenses. As the source material indicates,
Compensation and benefits represents the largest single piece of the pie, which is expected given FedEx's vast global workforce. Drilling down, we see the core operating drivers. Compensation and benefits makes up roughly 40% of costs, covering salaries, healthcare, and pensions for pilots, drivers, and handlers. Purchase transportation is around 20%. This is a core cost, especially for the ground model, and includes payments to independent contractors and third-party carriers. Fuel is about 15%. This is a significant and highly volatile expense, covering both jet fuel for the air fleet and diesel for the ground fleet. Running a physical network also incurs massive fixed and maintenance costs. This chart breaks down the relative impact of these items. Aircraft maintenance is a dominant expense, followed by the depreciation of that aircraft fleet. Ground vehicle maintenance, depreciation of ground assets, and rentals and landing fees are also major costs. This diagram shows the journey of a single package and how costs are incurred at each step, from the customer order, to pickup, to the hub, to the aircraft, and finally to delivery. The key takeaway is this: FedEx's cost structure is a dynamic balance, dominated by variable costs like fuel and labor, which scale with package volume, and high fixed costs like aircraft depreciation and hub maintenance. Efficiently managing this complex base is essential for profitability. Now, let's look at how FedEx generates its income. This is a breakdown of its primary revenue streams across its business segments. There are 4 main segments: FedEx Express, the core service, offering time-definite air and ground delivery for urgent, high-value shipments worldwide. FedEx Ground. This segment specializes in cost-effective, day-definite ground delivery, primarily for e-commerce or B2C and business-to-consumer shipments. FedEx Freight. This provides less than truckload or LTL shipping for larger palletized items that don't require a full truck. And FedEx Services. This is the backbone connecting all segments, including IT, sales, marketing, and the customer-facing retail, FedEx Office. This illustrative chart shows the approximate revenue contribution from these segments. As you can see, FedEx Express is the largest at roughly 48% of revenue. This is followed by the high-growth FedEx Ground segment at around 32%. FedEx Freight accounts for about 15%, and services and other make up the rest. Note, these percentages are approximate and can vary by fiscal quarter. FedEx does not operate in a vacuum. It faces intense competition in a high-speed global logistics race. Let's map out the key rivals. First are the direct titans, which compete head-to-head on nearly all service lines. UPS, United Parcel Service. This is the arch rival, battling FedEx for market share in every key segment, from global express to domestic ground. Its core strength is a single, highly integrated network and powerful brand loyalty. DHL Express. This is the international specialist. While a smaller player in U.S. domestic shipping, DHL is a global powerhouse, often the market leader in cross-border e-commerce and international express outside North America. Its strength is its unrivaled global footprint and customs expertise. This radar chart provides a relative comparison of these 3 titans. It highlights how UPS competes directly on almost every front, while DHL focuses its strength on international capabilities, and FedEx maintains a strong, balanced position, especially in global express and domestic ground. The second competitor is the e-commerce disruptor, Amazon Logistics. This is the new giant. Amazon started as FedEx's biggest customer and has now become its biggest threat. It has built a massive network of planes, trucks, and vans to handle its own last-mile delivery.
It is now a dominant force in the entire U.S. last-mile market, with its core strength being its immense package volume and relentless focus on fulfillment and speed. The third competitor is the national incumbent, the USPS, United States Postal Service. The USPS is both a key partner and a significant competitor. It is the universal provider with a legal mandate to deliver to every single address in the U.S. This gives it an unbeatable reach in rural areas and a low-cost structure for lightweight e-commerce, a foundational role that no private carrier can replicate. FedEx actually pays the USPS for final delivery of its ground economy packages. Finally, we have the specialists who compete on niche fronts. Freight and LTL, less than truckload, these rivals like XPO Logistics and Old Dominion compete directly with FedEx Freight for palletized business-to-business customers. Freight forwarders and 3PLs, firms like Kuehne, Nagel, and DSV, compete with FedEx Logistics by managing complex global supply chains. They often act as asset-light coordinators, booking space on carriers like FedEx while also competing for the customer's entire logistics contract. This chart ranks the primary battlegrounds by their importance to future growth. As you can see, e-commerce and last mile is by far the most critical arena. This is followed by technology and automation, price and efficiency, and speed and reliability. Mastering the complex and expensive last mile is paramount to future success. Now, let's turn to FedEx's recent financial performance with a snapshot of fiscal year 2025. The big story for FY 2025 is that transformation drives profitability. In a challenging environment with flat revenue, FedEx successfully grew its profitability and shareholder returns. This was achieved through aggressive cost management via the DRIVE program and the historic consolidation of its networks into one FedEx. This resulted in $4.0 billion in total structural cost reductions and $2.2 billion in in-year cost savings for FY 2025. Looking at the key metrics, total revenue held steady at $87.9 billion, which shows the company effectively navigated a soft demand market. However, adjusted diluted EPS, earnings per share, grew from $17.84 to $18.19, which demonstrates that the significant efficiency and cost control measures are working. The strategic pillar behind this performance is network transformation. On June 1, 2024, FedEx consolidated its separate express, ground, and services companies into a single One FedEx entity to simplify operations and lower costs. The next major move is a planned spin-off of FedEx Freight, which is expected to become a new public company by June 2026. This focus on profitability and efficiency allowed FedEx to return a total of $4.3 billion to its stockholders in fiscal year 2025. As the chart shows, this was delivered through a combination of stock repurchases and dividend payments. Finally, despite this strong performance, we must look at the path forward. As a global giant, FedEx navigates a complex and rapidly changing landscape. Its future success depends on overcoming significant operational, economic, and competitive hurdles. First, intense and evolving competition from its chief rival UPS, the ever-expanding Amazon Logistics, the USPS, and newer agile regional carriers. Second, macroeconomic volatility. The logistics business is highly sensitive to the global economy. Inflation drives up costs like fuel and labor, while recession fears can significantly reduce package volumes as consumer and B2B spending slows. Third, complex network integration. Executing the massive One FedEx plan to merge its historically separate networks is costly, complex, and carries significant execution risk, even with its promise of long-term efficiency. Fourth, rising operational costs. Labor expenses are a major pressure point with ongoing contract negotiations.
The costs of maintaining an aging air fleet, plus fuel and facility management, are all trending upward. And fifth, digital and sustainability demands. Massive capital investment is required to stay competitive. This includes automating sortation centers, optimizing routes with AI, and transitioning its entire fleet to electric vehicles to meet its aggressive 2040 carbon neutrality goals. FedEx's ability to innovate and adapt to these challenges will define its future success. In conclusion, FedEx, which began as a C-grade university paper, has evolved into a global logistics behemoth. Its business model is a deeply complex, integrated system of physical, intellectual, human, and financial resources, all built to deliver one core promise: peace of mind. While it faces formidable challenges from traditional rivals like UPS, new disruptors like Amazon, and significant internal hurdles with its One FedEx integration, its recent financial performance demonstrates a successful pivot towards efficiency and profitability. The company's future will be defined by its ability to win the battle for the e-commerce last mile, manage its complex cost base, and continue to innovate in technology and sustainability. Thank you.